Magandang tanghali. Welcome po sa ating press briefing with Chief Presidential Legal Counsel and Spokesperson Salvador Panelo dito sa Beijing, China in connection with the official visit of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Magandang tanghali, Secretary Panelo.
Magandang tanghali sa lahat.
Henry?
Sir, may we know the highlights of the presidential visit of our president here in China? Ano yung mga nakalatag, nakahanay na pag-uusapan kung meron na po tayong impormasyon?
Ang alam ko, bukas merong bilat. Tapos merong opening ng basketball. Yun lang ang alam ko. Yun lang naman naka-schedule talaga bukas.
Yung sa bilateral, meron na bang talagang confirmed or focused na pag-mimitingan nila ni President Xi Jinping?
Wala ako nakitang nakalatag doon, pero since sinabi na ni Presidente yung gusto niyang erase, yun ang i-erase niya.
Ano po yung chance or may chance ba na hindi rin nila mapag-usapan yung tungkol sa arbitral ruling?
Sinabi na ni Presidente na i-erase niya. He will raise it.
Whether
Whether or not. Whether or not the China likes it or not. But I think China will have an open ears. After all, they kept on saying that we're friends. And friends can always talk on anything. Moreover, I think it's about time really they talk about it, since if the concern is maritime security and peace in the region, then they really have to talk. Because that has been the cause of some irritants between the two countries as well as other countries who have claims.
So just in case President Xi Jinping did not raise the issue, our president will initiate the talks
yes.
about...
The president will raise that.
All right.
Question? Alexis.
Realistically, what can we expect na ma-achieve after that bilateral meeting with President Xi? Ano yung pinaka-realistic na pwedeng ma-attain after the talk?
We don't know how China will take it, but I suppose, as I said earlier, they're open to that. Whether they like it or not, they really have to talk about it, because it's causing irritants between the two countries.
So wala tayong inaasahan baka agreement ba, or at least in principle mapagkasunduan?
Hindi natin alam yan. Siyempre, we'll have to wait for the two presidents to discuss and agree.
Alexis. Joseph?
So when you say irritants, what do you mean?
Come again?
When you say irritants, what do you mean? And
the,
how do you see this?
The irritants, we refer to the Red Bank incident, we refer to when our fishermen are being driven away, when warships pass through our territorial waters without us knowing it.
Do you think that it has some bearing on the public perception of President Duterte?
No, I don't think so. The president has repeatedly told us it doesn't matter to him the reaction of certain quarters with what he does. He knows his job as president of this country, and he knows that the directive of the Constitution is to serve and to protect the people. Underlying principle by which he performs all the acts so far done by him and attributed to him.
Sir, I understand there's a restricted meeting between President Xi and President Duterte, meaning just the two of them, right?
I do not know about that. Initially, I thought it was a one-on-one, and then I was told that it will be a bilateral meeting.
So how would you describe the trip in terms of the relationship between China and the Philippines, and given what you call the irritants, how important is this trip that is going to make later, and in terms of maybe pushing our position or something?
I suppose the relationship should improve. It should strengthen. You must remember that the relationship between these two countries are not dependent alone on the West Philippine Sea issue. There are so many issues that we can agree on: the trade relations, the people-to-people exchange, the cultural exchanges, and many others. That is mutually beneficial to both countries.
Thank you, Joseph. Hannah?
Sir, just for the record, will this be the first time that President Rodrigo Duterte will be raising the issue about the arbitral ruling po?
I don't think so, because I remember the last time he did that.
So, ano po yung magiging difference now that he was already, na-raise niya naman before?
Well, siguro, the last time was more of an implied raising of the issue. This time, he will raise it directly with the president.
Sakaling hindi pa rin kilalanin po ng bansang China, ano po yung maging next move po ng pamahalaan?
Well, we have the mechanism on negotiation, so we'll have to use that. Again, the president, and from what I hear from the president of China in his talks before, that China is always open to discussion and talks and negotiation.
In terms of negotiation po, sir, kasi sir, di ba may mga discussion na tayo, kaya na pinangunahan po ng ambassador ng Philippines, si Santa Romana po. Ano na po yung naging development ng discussion nila?
I haven't talked with Ambassador Chito with respect to that. I think you should directly ask him that.
Okay, sir.
Pia?
Sir, the DFA said that this visit is upon the invitation of Chinese President Xi. So what does China want to achieve from this visit, sir?
We have to ask China. What I know is this invitation was given by China to the president.
Do you have any idea, sir, behind this invitation, considering that the president has just visited here last April?
I really don't know. You know, you must remember that, yeah, apart from the FIBA watching of the basketball game, you must remember that these two have developed friendship on a personal basis. And that could be one of the reasons why he was invited to come here.
Sir, any update on the Reed Bank incident?
Wala pa eh. Kasi si Ambassador Chito ang in charge nun.
All right, thank you.
Well, when is he going to be subjected to your queries? Nandito ba siya? Kasabay ko siya, pero hindi ba kami nag-telepono? Pareho kami natulog eh.
Okay. Marlon?
Sir.
Mm.
Sir, besides addressing the irritants that you mentioned a while ago, what other things does the president want to
The
achieve?
joint exploration is on top of his agenda.
How about
He
the
wants that.
COC, Code of Conduct?
The what?
Code of
Oh,
Conduct.
that one too. In fact, he mentioned three. One, the arbitral ruling, the code of conduct, and then the joint exploration.
MPC? Again, balik tayo kay Pia.
Sir, speaking of the joint exploration, can you confirm, sir, that both governments will be working on the composition of the joint team that will study the possible exploration in the South China Sea?
Well, I'm sure there will be teams that will be organized with both countries to thresh out the terms.
But will the composition of that team be worked upon during this visit, sir?
Ay, hindi ko alam. Hindi ko pa alam yan.
All right, thanks, sir.
Joseph.
Sir, si PRD, mukhang settled na tayo dun, China and PRD, no? 60-40, 60 Philippines, 40 China.
Yes.
Do you see, what is its implication dun sa arbitral ruling award natin? What does it say about our position with reference to the arbitral ruling when China agrees to a 60-40 deal or sharing mechanism?
In terms of,
What does it mean if China agrees, okay, 60 kayo, 40 kami?
Oh, di
In
ba-
terms of our arbitral award.
di mabuti. Mabuti sa party natin, mabuti rin sa party nila kasi hindi kayo mag-aaway. In other words, may agreement yung dalawa. Hindi nila pinag-uusapan yung away nila kung sino may-ari.
Hindi nila, or is
Hindi,
it,
kasi nga, they claim to be there. They claim it's ours. Tayo naman, hindi, sa amin yan. Oh, pero pag nag-agree na sila na, let's just exploit and then let's share. O di, tapos ang, walang away.
hindi ba sir siya tacit admission
That-
that China acknowledges that at least with reference to the Reed Bank, that is part of our EEZ per the arbitral ruling?
On the part of China,
Yeah.
I cannot speculate on that kasi yan ang Chinese government yun eh. Hindi ko alam kung ano magiging, kung whether it's tacit agreement or admission on their part on that. They can only speak for themselves. Nawala.
Marlon.
How about on the part of the Philippine government? Do you
Eh.
think that that would be a tacit admission or acceptance on the part of the Chinese?
That what? That?
The 60-40. That is that at least that portion in the Reed Bank is
It's a recognition
ours.
that they agree on the sharing.
Sir, does it strengthen our win? Yes. Do you think it strengthens? Kasi kung they could have just insisted na no, maybe 70-30 because we own that part of the sea. But they agreed
Maybe
to a
that's the
60-40.
result of the friendship that we've been saying between the two countries. And therefore it's mutually beneficial because both countries are agreeing on a modus vivendi with respect to the exploitation of natural resources.
MPC, follow up. Alexis, 60-40.
Yeah, kasi di ba, they could have said, no, we have absolute ownership of this area. So why are we even talking about negotiations? So hindi ba parang somehow ina-acknowledge din nila yung legal victory ng Pilipinas?
Di ba, kahit naman owner ka, pwede ka naman mag-agree. When you're the owner, you can agree on other people using your property. Di ba? Baka ganun ang tingin nila doon.
Ganon din sa atin. Since tayo yung may-ari nun, we can also
No,
agree.
pwede rin, di ba sinasabi rin ng Presidente, when I give you the right to fish on our property, it is a assertion of my ownership and I'm just giving you the right to do that.
Eh kung ikaw yung may-ari, bakit 60 yung ibibigay mo dun sa kabilang partido?
Anong 60?
60%. Bakit pabor sa kabilang partido yung ibibigay mo kung tingin mo ikaw yung may-ari?
Eh, dahil nga kung kaibigan mo eh. Kung baga, sa party siguro ng China, ubod ng laki naman ng kanila. Tayo, maliit lang ang bahagi. O, di ba?
Hindi generous naman nila masyado.
Hindi naman. Siguro, gaya nga ang sinabi ko na kanila, kung magkakaibigan kayo, tsaka hindi mo naman masyadong kailangan yon, eh, bakit naman hindi ka magbigay? Kesa mag-away kayo, walang mangyayari sa inyong dalawa. Di ba?
Yung sa Code of Conduct, Sec, how does the President intend to press President Xi on the Code of Conduct na long delayed na?
Hindi, will raise it. Kung ano nang gagawin natin dyan. Hindi siya ang coordinator. Di sabi niya,
are we blaming China for the delay o in
Wala
fairness
naman siya
naman, meron ding ASEAN kasi.
Wala naman siya sinabing China ang may kasalanan. Basta he will press that.
Pero at least, will the Philippines or at least President Duterte ask President Xi na tumulong na convince yung other parties na bilisan yung code of conduct?
From what I gather, it was China's idea. Yung code of conduct na yun, gawin para magkaroon lang stability yung region. Sila, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, initiative nila yun.
So, kukumbimbasin ba natin yung China na magtulungan tayo na bilisan para
kung
ibang parties?
Kung initiative nila yun, dapat sila ang mas interesado nun.
Okay. Pero gusto ni Presidente ASAP yung
Oo,
code of
gusto niya.
conduct.
Kasi nga, para mawala na yung mga problematic situations involving other countries in that region.
Okay, sir.
MPC, last 3 questions or last 3? Sige, question pa. Joseph.
Last 3,000 questions.
So what was the latest between you and Ambassador Zhao dun sa kung mayroon kayong huling pag-uusap?
I haven't
Sir, from the public's point of view, nung April, parang trinay niya implicit, di ba, na parang gusto ko mag 60-40 tayo dyan, and then na-bluff siya doon. Sabi ni Xi, let's talk about other things. Bakit biglang...
Teka muna, yung 60-40 galing sa China, hindi naman yata galing yung presidente.
Last administration of that.
Ang last administration, yun ang hinihingi ng administration nun.
Yun yung parang...
Pero sa panahon ni presidente, yun ang
pinitch.
pagkasabi niya sa akin na galing sa kanila yun. Baka pumayag na sila doon sa dating offer.
So anyway, sir, our sense is that biglang nagmadali si Presidente to raise the arbitral ruling. When we asked him before, ang sinasabi niya is because he's halfway through his mark. Kasi kung April tsaka August lang, what happened between August and April para biglang maisip niya na, teka lang, I need to raise it now?
Hindi naman, no. Nung April nire-raise niya na nga, impliedly yun, di ba? Kung baga laying the predicate na siya. Siguro talagang sinadya niya yun na i-raise niya at this time.
Marlon. Balik tayo, Marlon.
Secretary, is there a possibility that President Duterte would assert and insist that the WPS is solely owned by the Philippines?
Ang isasabihin ni Presidente yung kung ano yung arbitral ruling.
Which
I-release
recognize
niya.
the Philippines as the owner.
Ano, hindi.
Sovereignty.
Basta yun ang pagkasabi niya, I will raise it. I will raise the ruling in our favor. Yun ang i-raise niya.
You mean the content of the arbitral ruling
Kung ano yung
in
ruling
its entirety?
kung ano yung ruling ng ano.
Yes, in its entirety, sir.
O siyempre, kasi yun ang ruling.
Okay.
How China will take it, we don't know yet.
How should China take it?
MPC, question.
As a friend, it should have an open arms. It should have an open mind how to resolve the difference.
Henry. Mike, please.
So what was the latest between you and Ambassador Zhao dun sa kung mayroon kayong huling pag-uusap?
I haven't seen him or I've heard from him.
Kasi ang sa statement niya, 'di ba? Sabi niya, China will not recognize, hindi nila kikilalanin kung ano man ang sasabihin ng presidente.
And neither are we changing ours. But I'm looking at the statement of the Foreign Minister of China.
When?
Ito yung pinalabas nila. Regarding the question relating to South China Sea, which you're interested in response to a question from a reporter. First of all, China's position on the South China Sea arbitration has not changed a bit. And then facts have proven that if we handle this issue properly, it will be good for regional peace and stability. In other words, they're open. They're open to discussing it. Second, regarding the so-called passage of Chinese vessels in the territorial seas of the Philippines, the foreign minister said, I'd like to stress, or the spokesman, I'd like to stress China's readiness to conduct dialogue and communication with the relevant country based on international law to jointly safeguard maritime security and order. In other words, they're open.
They're open on discussing it, but kung ano ang kanilang, how do they are going to
Ay,
take
hindi
it?
na natin alam yun.
it's a
What is
different story.
important is they're open. Ang problema kung from the very start,
Yeah.
ayaw namin makipag-usap sa inyo tungkol dyan. But they're saying, we're open.
Ano ba yan? Positive, you recognize
I think
this
so.
positive development
That's
on
the
our
official
part?
position of the Chinese government.
So anong possible trade-off?
Ay, hindi natin alam yun kasi depende na sa pag-uusap. Can only speculate. Mahirap mag-speculate.
Sa atin, mahalaga na yung mapag-usapan lang.
Oh, yes. Kasi, hindi ba yun, ang nirereklamo ng iba, bakit di natin nire-raise? Eh, sabi naman ng President, I'll raise that when the time comes. So, this is not the time.
And raising it is not just a political thing.
No. Si Presidente pa, hindi naman politiko yun, ibang klaseng ang tao yun.
Alright.
Sir, is there a possibility that both leaders will be talking about the issue of POGOs during their meeting, sir?
I think it will be the other side who will be raising that because they're concerned, as far as they're concerned, it's illegal, this online gaming operation. Sa atin, hindi eh. So sila ang parang interesado and concerned. Dahil yung mga subject nila, ang object ng gaming operation. Sila siguro magre-raise na.
Sir, how open is President Duterte to China's request ba kung matatawag, for the Philippines to ban all forms of online gambling involving Chinese citizens?
Wala pa siyang binabanggit nun. Never siya nag-comment nun pa.
But do you think that the President would consider?
Ay, hindi ko alam kung i-consider. Ang alam ko, open siya kung ano rin sasabihin ng kabila. Pareho rin ng kabila.
Thank you, sir.
In the event that President Xi raises that POGO issue, what would be the line?
Ay, hindi nga natin alam kung anong sasabihin ng Presidente. Mahirap mag-speculate.
Pero ano ba yung magiging stance in general ng Philippine
Hindi,
government?
kasi yung gaming operation sa atin, legal eh.
That means
Or, what probably we can do is to be very strict on the grant of licenses to operators.
so are we saying that for now wala tayong intent yung total ban ng online gaming?
No, I'm not even saying that. Sabi ko nga kanina, antayin natin si Presidente, hindi pa natin alam kung anong sasabihin.
Pero you can assure, pwede nilang sabihin na, okay, we will be strict in implementing this yung sa online gaming. Pwedeng sabihin yun ni Presidente?
Hindi. Presidente yun, hindi natin alam kung anong sasabihin niya. I can only echo his thoughts. He has not given me his thoughts
Okay.
on this matter.
Still on Pogo kay Marlon. Balik tayo kay Marlon.
The issue on
The what?
the issue on the ban of POGO was just mentioned in a press briefing here in Beijing last 2 weeks ago or last week. Has there been any official request from the Chinese government for the Philippine government to prohibit the operations of POGO?
I do not know if the DFA secretary has received a formal request of that. What I know is that it expressed that sentiment on a statement issued publicly by the spokesman.
Is Malacanang surprised by this sudden turn of events? Because initially, the Chinese government actually asked the Philippine authorities to ensure that the rights of their workers in the Philippines are protected and respected. Tapos bigla na lang iban nyo yung POGO. Are you surprised na biglang may ganun pa?
Wala namang na. There's no contradiction. When they requested for the safety of their workers, iba naman itong concern nila na most of the players subject of the gaming operations are Chinese nationals. Kung baga, illegal sa kanila pero naglalaro yung mga taga rito. At ang venue sa atin.
Yes.
And they're concerned about money laundering pa.
Yes. And Pogos have been operating for siguro years na rin. Three years. And suddenly ngayon lang sila nag-request sa Pilipinas to ban this kind of activity.
Kasi nga dumami na yung Pogos, di ba? Dumami na eh. So pag dumadami, lalong dumarami yung mga Chinese na engaged sa illegal gambling as far as they're concerned. Illegal sa kanila. Mas marami. Kung noon 100 lang, siguro ngayon baka 100,000 na o baka 1,000,000 na. Kaya syempre concerned na sila.
Is Malacanang also concerned with the possible effects of banning Pogos in the Philippines? Dun sa economic
Depende nga
activity?
depende sa President. Let's wait for the President kung anong kahinat na ng talks niya at kung erase ni presidency.
Still on Pogo. Shift na tayo. Iba na? Joseph, sige.
Sir, pag ni-request ni President Xi na, can you close down the Pogo?
Hindi ko alam
hubs?
kung ano magiging reaction ng Presidente. Kasi wala akong, I've not heard him comment on that.
Okay.
Ang narinig ko lang na reaction sa kanya, sabi niya, legal sa atin yan eh. Yun lang ang maging...
May ibang countries din na may Pogo.
MPC? Questions? Henry, balik. Henry.
No, sir. Yung sa FIBA lang.
FIBA?
FIBA. Si Presidente ba may plano or may schedule na i-meet yung mga players natin?
Hindi ko alam. Basta manunod.
Yun lang, manonood lang. Yung mensahe ng Pangulo sa mga players natin, I don't know, baka meron na pong, ano ba? What is the palace message to our players?
Gawin nyo lahat ang makakaya nyo. Yun ang mensahe niya. Kaya nga manonood para ma-inspire naman sila. Hindi. Sabi niya nga, I'm speaking of reality na medyo tagilid tayo. Pero ang bola ay bilog. The ball is round.
But height is might.
Yeah, as a general rule.
Puso.
If you go to the World Basketball Championship, now I remember kung sino yung maliit, si Tony Hinato. Na yung maliit lang siya, 5'7" lang, pero siya yata nagpapanalo sa atin noon sa World. Sino? Hindi, ano na yun, match. Ito, during the 50s, pero panahon nila Luisaga.
Sir, as spokesperson of the President, can you address all the players directly? Yung Gilas.
The statement of the President that most likely you will lose should be a challenge to you and should inspire you to make him wrong. And he will be very happy. Siyempre, dahil, okay, galing hindi ba? Kaya dapat ma-inspire kayo. Lalo pa nandun si Presidente. And I think the very purpose of the President in going there and watching is to inspire them.
MPC?
This is the time that the President would be happy if he's proven wrong.
Oh yes, of course. He likes that.
Alexis.
He would love the Philippines winning over a mighty team.
Balik tayo sa Pogo, Alexis. Okay.
Lagi ko talo Italy.
Panelo kinontra ang Pangulo.
Hindi, mananalo yun dahil nandun si Presidente.
Tingnan natin.
Alexis.
Balik ako dun sa...
Teka muna, ano ba ang standing ng Italy sa Yung last?
We're political reporters. We don't know.
Ano? Sino ba nag-champion nun?
Di ba sa top, sir, if I'm not mistaken, top 9.
Top 9. Tayo? Top 20?
31.
Top 31. Eh, noon pa yun.
29, tapos ang goal na 31.
Pero never sila nag-world champion. Sino ba nag-champion lang? Pag puro palagi US? China nag-champion?
I know.
Let's hope for the best.
Okay. Sek, balikan ko yung Pogo. When he said yung sa atin, legal yan eh. Anong basa nyo doon? Sa sinabi niyang yun?
Ay, di, sa ngayon, anong magagawa natin kung legal yan? Talaga naman gawin natin illegal. Hindi naman siya pwede mag-declare illegal kasi kongreso yun.
So, are you saying na yung request ng China to ban all online gambling, hindi ganun kadali? Hindi ganun kasimple yun?
Hindi ko alam kung madali o hindi. Let's wait for the president.
Mm-mm. Pero you're saying meron certain considerations to be discussed about that
Hindi ko pa. Hindi pa nga natin alam kung i-raise ni presidency yun.
Hindi, base lang doon sa sinabi niyang, legal sa atin yan. So, is he saying there are certain things that have to be considered regarding that policy?
Wala.
Base sa-
Basta mahirap mag-draw ng conclusion doon sa sinabi niya.
Okay.
Kasi yung statement niya is a factual statement.
So, kailan niya ba sinabi yun, Sek?
Nung nag-express ng sentiment na pwedeng, ano ba yung kami na? Tigil. Yun. Yung passing na, kasi parang nag-usap ka, sabi ko, nag-complaining yung ano.
And you're saying,
Legal yan eh.
up to Congress yun, you're saying?
Kung i-declare nilang illegal lang lahat ng gambling, wala nang on-gaming.
Pero the president can also do that if he wants to. May power siyang ganun.
To declare illegal?
Yes.
Hindi ako sigurado.
Okay. Sige, Sek.
Thanks, Alexis. Other matters?
We can suspend. Di ba?
Good afternoon, sir.
Johnny
Yung mga
Caniban
gaming.
from ABC, TV5.
Sir,
TV5.
sorry, mabalik lang po ako sa Recto Bank incident. Sir, is it possible that the President will also demand a compensation na po, finally, para sa mga Filipino fishermen?
Siguro baka hindi na kailangan mag-demand. Kasi from the statement of Ambassador sa parang kung may kasalanan yung vessel, dapat magbigay ng compensation.
Can we expect
Pagdating ni Ambassador Chito, palagay ko meron siya ibibigay sa inyo. Meron
Follow
na
up?
siguro doon development.
Follow up on that, Joseph? MPC?
other topics?
Other topic. Okay. Mr. Meng. Meng? Asiyan muna, Joseph, si Meng.
Mr. Secretary, yung sa Pogo, kasi right now, Cambodia for the past week, I think, is cooperating with China to crack down the Pogo in Cambodia. It's very active also in Cambodia. So if ever na she will request the president to just follow what Cambodia did in cracking down the Pogo, what we did in the Philippines.
Hindi nga natin alam pa kung ano magiging posisyon ng presidente. When you say cracking down, ano ibig sabihin ng cracking down? Baka illegal din sa kanila, sa Cambodia. Kung illegal sa kanila, talagang they will crack down. Kung sa atin legal, how can you crack down something legal? Di ba?
Thank you, Meng. Joseph, balik tayo kay Joseph.
Sir, kay Mayor Sanchez, nag-text daw kay Judge Demetrio.
Yeah, kasi I read or I heard somebody told me na nag-issue yata ng statement si Harriet. Although hindi ko naman nakita sa mga crawler. Kaya tinanong ko siya. Kaibigan ko siya. Sabi ko, is it true that you were quoted as saying that I have something to do with the potential release? For your info, I have absolutely nothing to do with it. And I said, In fact, I didn't even know that RA 10592 was passed until it broke out. Yun. Hindi naman siya sumagot. Si Judge Harriet.
Pero sir, nag-insist siya na you knew, and quote lang sir ha,
Kailan niya sinabi? Ngayon lang?
sabi niya, tinanong siya if you had a hand in the release, and sabi niya, quote, not only hands, absolutely, bakit malakas ang loob ni Sanchez? Siya ang nakakaalam, siya dito. Si Faldon went along with it, Senator De La Rosa went along with it, siya ang Presidential Legal Counsel ni Presidente. Why did he not put a stop to this when in fact he's supposed to know what is the coverage of the law?
Mali siya doon. Hindi ba piniliwanag ko siya? I think what happened here, unang-una sabi nga ni Secretary Guevara, if you are eligible, then you don't need anybody to intervene for you as an inmate. Ang nangyari sa tingin ko, parang everyone assumed that 10592 applies to all. Because the provision that says that recidivists, habitual delinquents, escapees, and those charged and convicted with heinous crimes was buried in the middle of the provisions. Ordinarily kasi pag sinabi mo hindi covered, nasa hulihan yan eh. So, hindi napansin. Kaya initially, yun ang everybody thought. Kaya ang naging linya, ay kung yan ang batas, we have to follow that. Pero nung makita lang, hindi pala po pwede ito. Yun. Yun ang story talaga. And so, on the part of the president, he told me that on the very night that broke out, I called Commissioner Feldon and told him, huwag mo i-release yan.
May ganun?
Yeah, sinabi niya. Kasi nga under the law, nakita niya yung 10592, hindi covered yan.
Sir, hindi siya nagalit na biglang, bakit nakalusot yan? May kasing family is saying merong release order although the DOJ is denying it.
Not siguro chismis na lang yung mga release order. Kasi ang talagang facts dyan is lahat ng mga inmates na mako-cover, siguro pinaprocess nila. Siguro somebody said, so na nandun yung pangalan ni Sanchez. Kaya in-announce. Di ba si Peldo na nag-announce nun? Pero very clear ang law eh. Yung mga opinion ng ibang abogado, mali yun. Kasi sinasabi nila, that provision applies only to that particular provision. Klaro yung batas nakalagay doon, not covered by this act. O di sana by this provision na sinabi. So pag by this act, di entire yun.
Automatic disqualification.
Oo, hindi ka na, ineligible ka na. Kaya magiging irrelevant whether you're on good behavior or not. It doesn't matter anymore.
So kung may instructions po si Presidente kay Faldon not to release, so hindi na dapat nire-review yun. No? Kasi sabi ng DOJ before, nire-review yung mga
Hindi,
cases.
ang sabi ng DOJ, i-review niya with respect to those who are eligible, but not with respect to those ineligible.
So parang wala na to, wala na pag-uusapan
Wala
na
na.
Sanchez.
Tapos na eh. Tapos na ang usapan. Talagang disqualified eh.
Question, MPC? Wala na?
Message to the country, Chair.
Okay na? Pahabol si Marlon.
Sec, pardon me for asking this, but before this issue became very public na may nagkaroon ng outrage, have you been in communication with the family of former Mayor
Matagal na
Sanchez?
kasi nakakulong yun eh. Nung binisita ko siya, ano pa yata, 3 years after the conviction.
Since then, wala na kayong sa kliyente niyo, dating kliyente niyo, wala na.
Wala na.
So directly wala kayong alam or kinalaman.
Hindi ko nga alam na may passage. Hindi ko nga alam yung 10592 eh.
No.
Kaya nung mabasa ko, disqualified to. Kaya nga nag-issue kagad ako ng statement. It's disqualified.
Henry.
So, ganito na lang. If you have a word for the family of Mayor Sanchez, since kayo naman ay dati niyang abogado, ano naman ang pwede ninyong sabihin sa
Sinagot
pamilya?
ko na yan. Alam mo, mahirap ako mag-comment on that kasi nga makukulayan eh.
Mhm.
So, hindi na ako magko-comment yan.
Pero
Basta
ngayon,
kung ano yung batas, yun na lang sundin natin.
nila.
Nila, ng lahat. Yun nga sinasabi ni Presidente, just follow the law and everything will be in place.
Okay na, MPC? Okay na. Maraming salamat, MPC. Maraming salamat, Chief Presidential Legal Counsel at
Nandiyan na yata si,
Spokesperson, Secretary
Chito.
Salvador Panelo. Balik tayo sa Radyo Pilipinas at PTV.
Akala ko may